Ratan Tata, born on December 28, 1937, and having passed away on October the 9th, 2024, is a name synonymous with industry, philanthropy, and deep national pride. He spent a lifetime shaping India's corporate landscape and societal progress with the fortunate start with which he was gifted. His journey, marked by groundbreaking achievements and an unwavering dedication to his country, positions him as one of the most revered figures in both Indian and global business history. Born on December 28, 1937 in Bombay, now Mumbai, Ratan Tata was thrust into a life of privilege, but not without its challenges. His father, Naval Tata, and his mother, Suni Tata, divorced when he was just 10 years old, a situation uncommon for a prominent Parsi family at the time. Ratan and his younger brother Jimmy were subsequently raised by their grandmother, Lady Navjabai Tata. Despite these personal hardships, Ratan was always focused and disciplined, traits that were cultivated in prestigious schools such as Campion School in Mumbai, Bishop Cotton School in Shimla, and the Cathedral and John Connon School in Mumbai. His academic excellence led him to Cornell University in the United States, where he initially enrolled in engineering before switching to architecture. In 1962, he graduated with a degree in architecture and structural engineering. He later attended the Advanced Management program at Harvard Business School in 1975, supported by the Tata family's commitment to continuous learning. Ratan's early life set the foundation for his disciplined, thoughtful approach to leadership and business. In 1991, after spending some time out of the limelight due to conflicts with other family members, Ratan Tata assumed leadership of Tata Group, following the retirement of his uncle J.R.D. Tata. The conglomerate, a sprawling business empire with interests in steel, automobiles, chemicals, telecommunications, and more, was already a titan of Indian industry. But Ratan had a vision that extended beyond the borders of India. Under his stewardship, Tata Group transformed from a largely domestic operation to a global powerhouse. One of the defining moments of his career was the 2008 acquisition of Jaguar Land Rover from Ford, a move that was initially met with skepticism. However, Tata's unwavering belief in the potential of these iconic British brands proved visionary. Today, Jaguar Land Rover is a crown jewel in the Tata Motors portfolio, contributing significantly to the company's global revenues. The number of companies under the Tata umbrella expanded dramatically, with major players such as Tata Consultancy Services, TCS, becoming global leaders in IT services. His legacy at Tata Group is not just one of expansion, however, but of strategic foresight and long-term value creation. Now, there are many quotes misappropriated and attributed to Ratan Tata. However, if this one is correct, then it would be well placed here. He said, "If you want to walk fast, walk alone. If you want to walk far, walk together." Though Ratan Tata's personal net worth is estimated at approximately $1 billion, this figure does not fully capture his true influence. The Tata Group, under his guidance, became a conglomerate with revenues of around $128 billion as of 2023. But what sets him apart from many business tycoons is how little of that wealth is for personal use. Now, nearly 66% of Tata Group's profits flow into charitable trusts, making Tata one of the world's most reportedly philanthropic enterprises. Ratan Tata's decision to allocate such a large portion of his wealth towards philanthropic endeavors speaks to his broader vision for India as a proud nationalist. His focus areas, healthcare, education, and rural development, are aimed at uplifting the most vulnerable populations of India. From funding hospitals like the Tata Memorial Hospital, which offers world-class cancer care, to sponsoring scholarships for underprivileged students, his philanthropy serves as a model of social responsibility in business. Ratan Tata's leadership style has always been marked by a rare combination of empathy, ethics, and decisiveness. He never considered himself a traditional boss. Instead, he was often found on the front lines, whether it was during business deals or crises. When the 2008 Mumbai terrorist attacks hit the Taj Mahal Palace Hotel, a Tata Group property, Ratan's immediate concern was for his employees. he visited the injured in hospitals, personally ensured their medical costs were covered, and provided financial assistance to the families of those who lost their lives. This humanity extended into his day-to-day leadership as well. Employees of Tata Group across its vast sectors describe him as approachable and deeply concerned about their well-being. Now, after his death, stories abound on Indian and international media of this being the case. For example, when a gangster, quote-unquote, attempted to take over one of his Tata factories by overtaking the union and having 400 or 500 of his employees beaten up, Ratan neither gave up in the face of this gangster's actions, nor did he leave his employees unemployed, putting out a call to them to come back to work in the factory. He then spent the next 3 days inside the factory, never leaving, in order to ensure their safety. Now, I'm speaking to you less than 72 hours after his death. However, I am confident that as time goes on, we will hear more and more of these unusual stories of a billionaire who took notice of his employees and put the time in to walk together with them towards success. Employees of Tata Group across its vast sectors describe him as approachable and deeply concerned about their well-being. His ethical approach to business earned him the Padma Bhushan in 2000 and the Padma Vibhushan in 2008, two of India's highest civilian honors. Ratan Tata was not just a leader by title, but a leader by action and example. Now, as you may have guessed, Ratan Tata's legacy extends far beyond the boardroom. His commitment to philanthropy is unparalleled, with the Tata Trusts leading the charge in health, education, rural development and disaster relief. The trusts, which oversee nearly 2/3 of Tata Group's wealth, have been instrumental in addressing some of India's most pressing social issues for years now. Healthcare initiatives include the Tata Memorial Hospital, as mentioned before, which has become a beacon of hope for cancer patients in India, offering free or subsidized treatment. In the field of education, Tata Trusts have funded schools and scholarship programs aimed at giving disadvantaged children access to world-class learning opportunities. Tata's philanthropic efforts are not just domestic, but also international. His slew of donations and philanthropic efforts and programs with various universities, especially in the United States, include but are not limited to the following locations: the University of California, San Diego, Cornell University, and the University of New South Wales Faculty of Engineering. My countrymen, thank you, Mr. Tata. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the Tata Trusts were among the largest contributors to relief efforts, donating millions to improve healthcare infrastructure and support frontline workers. Despite this international focus, Ratan Tata has consistently aligned his business ventures with India's national interests. One of his most ambitious projects was the Tata Nano, launched in 2008 with the goal of producing the world's cheapest car. After being hounded by journalists about the potential cost of the car when in development, Tata commented that it would cost about 1 lakh, or about $2,000. The Nano was designed to make automobile ownership accessible to India's burgeoning middle class. Tata claimed that the original inspiration for the Nano was him driving in his car and seeing a family of 4 sitting on a scooter, with the father sitting at the front, a boy standing in front of him, and his wife and another child sitting behind, side saddle with an umbrella. He worried about their well-being in the heavy rain through which they were driving, hoping they wouldn't skid and fall off. Unfortunately, this is exactly what happened. Proving his empathy and also the sense of emotional responsiveness in his business acumen, this was the initial boost that drove Tata to design a car that was not only cheap, but also safe and accessible to families that didn't have access to transport like this before. Though the project faced numerous challenges, including production delays and safety concerns, it was a bold attempt to democratize mobility in India and an outward indication of Tata's attempts to make India a more affordable, safe, and equitable place to live. Beyond his business acumen, Ratan Tata has been a vocal advocate for India's technological advancement. Tata Consultancy Services, TCS, under his guidance, became a global leader in IT services, placing India on the map as a hub for software and technology innovation. His role in bolstering India's job market, particularly in the tech and manufacturing sectors, is a testament to his enduring commitment to the nation's progress. After someone's death, it's common to ask about their legacy. What is legacy? Well, one attitude towards this might be that it's what people will say about you when you die. What will people remember about you? Good, bad, interesting, and ugly. What is Ratan Tata's legacy? It is overwhelmingly a positive one. It is one of compassion, humility, and a lifelong dedication to service. In a late-stage capitalist world, it might be tempting to make him seem like a billionaire who put on a facade of care. However, unlike many industrialists who hoard personal wealth, Tata's actions consistently reflected a desire to uplift those around him. He is famously misquoted as saying, "I don't believe in taking right decisions. I take decisions and then make them right." Although, as I said, this is a misquote and was debunked by Tata himself during an interview with a journalist who asked him about it. This is definitely a quote that encapsulates his approach to both business and life, and was, for example, encapsulated in his work with the Nano, pushing a project well beyond its logical endpoint because of the initial inspiration of trying to care for those around him in much more unfortunate situations than his. Say what you like about billionaires, they do exist and they will be existing for at least my lifetime. But in a world where success is often measured in financial terms, Ratan Tata stands out as a figure whose greatest achievement is his impact on people, whether through philanthropy, business, or personal interactions. He leaves behind a legacy that is not just felt in the boardroom, but in the lives of millions of Indians who have benefited from his work. This is further demonstrated by the mass outpouring of goodwill towards him over all Indian platforms, media, social, and otherwise, since his death. I'll leave you with a quote that I am pretty sure is his. "Ups and downs in life are very important to keep us going, because a straight line, even in an ECG, means we are not alive."